Alright, this is gonna be my first time trying to do anything like this. I'm recording a voiceover. I didn't even realize Share Factory could do this. Um, hey guys. Oh, there's no audio that plays over the gameplay, so I'm just assuming everything is going on. Hey guys. Oh, welcome to my, uh, I guess review on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Um, this is my second attempt at this because I guess my mic was set to mute, so I didn't get to do this in my shitty first take and then post it and move on with my life. So, I beat the game recently. I got into the end game. I'm starting to get into all the extra DLC stuff. Not really DLC, but all the extra stuff that's the same game, but more. And, my final verdict. Sorry, just like woke up. My final verdict on the game is that it's like super mid. um, if you don't like this game because Arkham Batman is in it and he dies, or it's because it's the last video game Kevin Conroy worked on before he died, you're hating on the game for the wrong reasons. Because there's things to not like the game about, which I'll go over in a second, but those are not the reasons that you should be mad at the game. Here you see it's me showing off like all the different missions around the world, all the different mission types that all boil down to the exact same thing. If it's a main mission, you shoot the guy until he dies. If it's a side mission that gives you upgrades, you either have to do some rudimentary objective. God, I can't speak. Rudimentary objective, like saving civilians and putting them in the bus, or collect the data chips, or kill the guy, but you have to do it a specific way. Either you gotta kill him with grenades, or you gotta land this game's version of status effects and then shoot him, or you can only land counters, or you can only do this, that, and the third. Um, there's 4 different characters to play as. Well, there's 8, but the main 4, King Shark, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, um, they're all practically the same. They're not like Borderlands looter shooter where it's like, oh yeah, they do all this, they do have the same mechanics, so you can get whatever gun you want for them, but oh, their perks are different. No, the traversal boils down to what feels the best for you, which for most people, it'll either be Deadshot because he's the easiest, or Harley Quinn because all they do is play the Arkham games and 2K, I guess. I don't know. But to see, you're gonna be playing those characters, or you're just gonna pick what set of guns you want. So, Deadshot gets sniper rifles, pistols, and ARs. King Shark gets miniguns, ARs, and shotguns. Captain Boomerang gets shotguns, SMGs, and sniper rifles. And Harley Quinn gets SMGs, pistols, and miniguns. It basically boils down to whatever character, what set of guns you want, whatever, and which versal feels the best to you, because all the perks are all the skill tree of the perks and everything, they're all the exact same. You're basically just building the exact same character with slightly different weapons 4 times, maybe 8. I don't know how anything works with the extra characters like the Joker or Miss Freeze or Lawless or Deathstroke. I haven't unlocked them yet. I'm getting to the point to unlock the Joker. It's a hassle. For Joker, to unlock him, you have to reach rank 35 in the first DLC episode, and there's no real story to it, which I'll get into in a second, but it's kind of just, they just plop you in the world, but there's new missions, and they say, okay, go do stuff until you can go kill Brainiac, which is really annoying. But you have to reach rank 35 to unlock the Joker. And then I'm going to have to grind out the Joker and probably all the other characters. It seems easier. I looked it up. You apparently only have to hit rank 30 and then do some missions for Miss Freeze. And then for Lawless, you reach level 5. And Deathstroke, you reach level 7. This is me turning down the audio because the audio keeps interrupting me. And the really shitty part of the game where the audio overlaps with each other, so I can't focus on one set of audio, or I can't talk because nobody stops fucking talking, and I just turned it down. Which you'll probably definitely hear, and it'll probably make it hard to hear because I wasn't paying attention. But the Uh, words. In this game, you gotta kill the Justice League, like the title says. And it's like, yeah, cool. Well, let's kill the Justice League. The problem is, uh, people probably wanted this game to be like, probably, probably this people would rather this game be like Gotham Knights, but with the Suicide Squad, but also good. At least this game is better than Gotham Knights. I'll say that outright. This game is way more fun than Gotham Knights. The writing is really fun. The story is a nothing burger, but then again, you're running around as Captain Boomerang and not even Deathstroke yet. Deadshot. Nobody gives a shit about Deadshot, except for the guys who main him in like Injustice 2. Like nobody gives a fuck. You'll see. In this mission, I have to land critical. You'll see right now. I have to land critical hits, and I just did one of my supers, and it healed all those enemies back to full. You have to land critical hits, which when you're using a shotgun, you only have to hit specific parts of some enemies, and then you just have to land shots on the other enemies like grunts and shit. There's a bunch of different enemy types. Every time you kill a member of the Justice League, except for Superman, the game will spawn in a new enemy type, so the counter tech that you get against that Justice League member isn't just sitting there, just rotting away. It's like, oh, we just got it to specifically kill Green Lantern. No, like then there will be these Green Lantern constructs that cover helicopters and tanks that make them a bit harder to kill. You see these red glowing enemies. They're imbued with Flash's Speed Force. There are some enemies I talk about it in this where I'm like, I haven't seen any enemies because Batman gets Scarecrow's fear toxin, and I'm like, I haven't seen any shadowy enemies or whatever. No, there are just some snipers that kind of turn invisible, which is really annoying because the snipers like to teleport around, so it's very easy to lose track of them once they get the fear toxin. And then Superman's just Superman. Superman's not even really in this game. It's every other Justice League member except for Superman. Superman shows up once after you beat Green Lantern. I'm having spoilers on this, by the way. Sorry, don't care. This game is so mid. It probably doesn't even matter. You're just here for the jokes and to kill the Justice League. Superman shows up once after you kill Green Lantern, and then pops up and like starts fighting Wonder Woman across the city, and then pops up again. What am I doing here? I can't even remember what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm talking about the. I'll get to it in a second. And yeah, and then pops up again at the end as the second to last boss fight where you kill him. I'm talking about like if you're worried about like DEI stuff or like the Lex Luthor glazing Wonder Woman or Deadshot calling Green Lantern one of the good ones, you have to go out of your way to look at it because it's all in the codex. They don't throw it in your face, and like. There's like one pride flag in the Hall of Justice, which it makes sense why it would be in the Hall of Justice and not anywhere else. It says like everybody's a superhero or something like that. So if you're worried about stuff like that, I know not the pride flag, the Wonder Woman glazing and the Wonder Woman glazing kind of makes sense. It doesn't, but the Lex Luthor in this game is a creep. He's a total sick fuck. He's a weirdo. He's a pervert. He starts making sexual remarks at Amanda Waller and stuff like that. But like Deadshot calling Green Lantern one of the good ones, even though he spends the entire game fucking hating Green Lantern because Green Lantern put him in Arkham one time. You know, the thing that superheroes do to villains, put them in Arkham. And got really upset, but then turns around and calls him one of the good ones. I don't know. That definitely shouldn't be in the game. But you also have to go out of your way for it. But so every Justice League member is different, but that doesn't mean they're like particularly fun. The Justice League members are way more fun and way more intimidating, and just they do a really good job of showing that they're the evil Justice League. They show a good job showing how dangerous it is. It's like you go, oh man, Captain Boomerang versus the Flash. And then it's like, yeah, Captain Boomerang versus the Flash. Who's gonna win, the guy with the boomerang or the Flash? Spoiler alert, it's the Flash. And they do a really good job showing it. Like before you actually fight the Flash, he does this big like speed tornado thing, and almost kills the entire Suicide Squad. The only reason you're still alive is because Wonder Woman fucking shows up and lariats him. uh, Green Lantern is constantly on patrol. They keep calling him a space cop because he acts like a space cop, and I guess the Green Lanterns are technically space cops. But oh yeah, and I'm showing all the weapons here right now. Don't really matter. Um, the fucking Green Lantern is constantly making all these constructs. He's constantly like he's the first Justice League member that you meet whenever you whenever you get out of Arkham and get put in the overworld. He's the first guy you see. You also see the Flash before he gets possessed. I'll get into that in a bit. Fucking which doesn't. It's annoying because if you've seen on Twitter or just seen anything, again, I'm saying spoilers. The evil Justice League members are all clones, but you see Flash before I guess they start making clones of him, or I guess, and like before he gets captured, until he does get captured, because the Suicide Squad's full of a bunch of dumb fucks, because they're the Suicide Squad, and Batman catches him after almost brutally murdering him, and then he's evil. And in that scene where Wonder Woman lariats him, she puts the lasso of truth on him, and I guess the lasso's magic unpossesses him for like 2 seconds. And Flash tells her that hey, if they want to save the world from the Justice League and the Brainiac, they have to die. There's nothing else they can do. And that clicked with the Suicide Squad, obviously, because all they want to do is kill the Justice League because they're weird and also villains. But it doesn't help. It's like, okay, then why are they clones if they're clearly not clones? Well, they are clones because of the Elseworlds, which I'll also get into in a second. But yeah, they do a good job showing, like, they're not all the exact same, The Flash is obviously fast. He shoots speed. He fires, like, Speed Force explosions and tornadoes at you. Green Lantern is making all these constructs and all these, like, different, like, turrets that he posts up in his, like, little arena. At certain points of HP, he makes a construct of himself as armor, and it becomes slightly harder to kill him. Like those like mines that they place like in water to hit like ships and like the Navy and stuff. Like he's placing all those around, and there's like a lot of them. Batman, like I said, he uses the fear toxin, and Batman's levels become a horror level until fucking they don't. And then it's like, the big bosses where you stand on one big platform and they're just kind of standing there and they're swinging at you and shit. That's the Batman boss. And then Superman's boss, there was so much happening at once and he moves so fast. I ended up losing a life because I didn't know what was happening. I was also playing as Captain Boomerang without a sniper rifle, so I couldn't just pot shots at him from like the other side of the arena. I was actively trying to engage with Superman, and it took way longer than it needed to. Which also comes to my next point is that killing the Suicide Squad, well, not killing Justice League, kill the Suicide Squad. Killing the Justice League is very anticlimactic. Every Justice League member you kill, they just kind of roll over and die, except for Batman, who is alive for like way longer because they use the thing that's possessing him. Lex Luthor like experiments on him a bit and then makes gold kryptonite to fight Superman. And then they kill him. But I think the biggest issue is the Brainiac fight. I don't know how any of the other Brainiac fights are, but fucking the Brainiac fight, he shows off that he has this like body morphing technology, and is this okay? Yeah, okay, it's still. It shows off this body morphing technology. And he turns himself into the Flash. He's like, I'm the fastest man alive. And then he just starts doing the Flash fight. Excuse me. So when I played it the first time, I'm like, oh, he's going to flip through all the Justice League members and then start doing Brainiac stuff. It's going to be one really long, really cool boss fight. No, he just stays as the Flash, except there's enemies. And then he dies. And then the game ends and we get into the live service stuff. This game... Obviously, everybody knew this game was live service before because there was all the articles and everything on it. When you play this game for the first time, there's not you're not really gonna there's no real live service to it until you beat the game, until you start going to Elseworlds and stuff like that. It just seems like a really short game, which kind of annoyed the shit out of me. Um, uh, oh yeah, I'll just go ahead and So when you play through the game, I'm spending a lot of time here. When you play through the game, fucking you only there's no shared XP or shared loot drops, at least until like more towards the end of the game when you just start getting random shit. Um, every reward that you get when you complete a mission, every bit of XP goes into the character you're playing as. Every reward is tailor made for the character you're playing as. None of it is really for anyone else. It's so you have to. So by the time I got to the Flash, when I was playing this game with my friends, before I just decided to just play the rest of the game, and if we ever play more, then I'll probably just play one of the extra characters so I can at least level them up or something. Um, when I was playing the game with my friends, before we fought the Flash, I had max leveled my Captain Boomerang, my friend had max leveled his King Shark, another friend had max leveled his Deadshot. All my other characters were still level 1. By the end of the game, when I started forcing myself to play other characters and on like doing XP missions that gave them increased XP and stuff like that, like you'll see right there, the psyched up character thing. You get extra XP. The character's powered up for that mission, so they want you to use that character. By that time, King Shark was level 9, Deadshot was level 10, and Harley Quinn was level 17 because I was forcing myself to use her more than Captain Boomerang because he was already max level. Yeah, by the time I beat the game, I am now like doing stuff actively to get to Joker and unlock him. I just gave up. I don't even use any of my other characters anymore. I just power up my Captain Boomerang because I'm like, well, I'm gonna replace like at least half of these guys with, you know, the Joker and Miss Freeze. Probably not Lawless. I don't really care about Lawless. Deathstroke. I'm gonna keep my max level guy, and it's like fine. You can use the extra characters in the normal story mode, by the way. So if you ever do any replay throughs, you're allowed to like use Deathstroke and Miss Freeze and stuff like that from the Elseworlds. It just takes a second. But yeah, every piece of gear, every bit of XP. So whenever you unlock like a new like blueprint, like oh you can start crafting these now, they'll give you one of that piece of gear that's tailor made to the character you're playing. Sorry, allergies. They'll give you one that's tailor made to the character you're playing. And then if you want more, or if you want a better one, or if you want the other like weapon types that come with that set, you have to go to the Hall of Justice and spam craft it until you get the stuff that you want, which is really fun. Oh yeah, here I'm showing off all the different traversals. You can seamlessly swap between all the characters. Well, not seamless, but it's very quick. You know, nothing too crazy, but like it's annoying. Not annoying. Words. Holy shit! How do people do this all the time? Second takes. I need to like start writing scripts or something. But I spent an hour doing this. Okay. I'm only 20 minutes in. Shit. But yeah, this game is very mid. What was I? Okay, you get XP. The game just gives you a bunch of missions. You can hit max level if you play a single character before you even fight the Flash. And then the game is really fast because it just gives you a bunch of extra upgrade missions, like which took me, which is why it took me a little bit longer to beat the game. But the game just kind of throws all of the Justice League members of Brainiac at you after you kill the Flash. It spends like 2 hours building everything up, and it goes, okay, here's the Flash, here's Green Lantern, here's Batman, here's Superman, here's Brainiac. All right, you're in the live service part now. We're just kind of running around doing shit. There's like story trials and stuff like that. No, story trailers. Sorry. story trailers for each episode. It seems like that kind of give you like an idea. Like the Joker's is that he's stuck on a Brainiac ship right now and he's being experimented on, and that's why we're gonna go rescue him or something. Well, we're basically when we go kill that Brainiac, we're gonna end up rescuing him, and that's how I unlock the Joker. But like, that's it. I've loaded into it, and there's like no story bits. But we're acknowledging, we're actively calling it the Joker world whenever we go to, or the Joker Earth. Whenever like I do like the live service missions and stuff like that, and sit there for a while. Um, what are you talking about? Um, this entire game is 1,000,000% free to play. Every single thing that's bought with real money is cosmetics. You can buy the characters and early unlock them, but especially with like Lawless and Deathstroke, where you only need to reach level 5 and 7 to unlock them, don't. Please do not. I understand. Maybe you want to do it for Miss Freeze and the Joker because you have to reach like level 35 and level 30 and stuff. Which also, by the way, their prices are slashed in half because it's the Deathstroke season. So while Deathstroke is $10, the others are 5. But everything is just cosmetics. You do not have to spend a single dollar in this game in order to have maximum amount of fun. Which, thank God. Yeah, so like it's just like season passes and stuff, which are none of the characters are locked behind season passes or anything. It really it's just cosmetics. So do not worry about them locking any gameplay shit behind a season pass, behind a paywall, behind anything. You get it all through gameplay. It just takes a second, which which is definitely the point, but it does in fact take a second. Um, ugh, I should have gotten a drink before I did this. Um, all the missions are very samey, so they seem like fine, especially when you're with your friends. You're just going around shooting shit. But by the time you hit the end of the game and you're doing the exact same thing over and over again, it's not very fun. Um, oh yeah. If you didn't know, this episode 8, where it's like this is the Deathstroke season. Um, this is the This is it. We're supposed to kill the last Brainiac at the end. There are 13 Brainiacs. So you kill the base game one, the main game. That's just fucking one Brainiac. So there's 12 left. By this point, we've only gotten 8 of the other 12 Brainiacs. There were 2 more seasons planned, so like at 2 episodes per season. There was definitely more content planned for this game, but you know, people blindly hated on the game. Nobody wanted to play this game, so they cut it down. We're just missing 4. We're missing 2 characters. We're missing a bunch of loot and gear. We're missing 4 of the Brainiac fights because they're ending it now. Because nobody wanted to play this game, and I'll show it at the end. Um, I think I'm about to do this. No, I'm debating if I want to do this poison ivy mission. I'll show you that one in a second. There are Riddler challenges all around. The Riddler trophies, just like the Arkham games and stuff. Um, there are traversal challenges that give you costume pieces. Here I am showing the skill trees, and like you see all the different words. Um, they're not really different words. They all are basically the exact fucking same. They all don't do anything. It's just some of them are just, oh, which guns do you want to power up more, basically. And because I've only reached max level with Captain Boomerang, I only have like the super big squad ultimate with him, which is fine because it's a big slowing AOE. Which, I mean, it doesn't slow flash enemies obviously, but it slows everyone else, so it's fine. But I don't know what any of the others look like or any of the others do, because you need to reach level 27 in order to unlock the character squad ultimate. Which also, by the way, If you ever play this game with your friends, which you should be doing, it's a looter shooter. You probably should be playing with your friends. You ever play this game with your friends? You do in fact share squad ultimate charge. The whole team shares it. So if one person uses it, you use it all. So plan those out. This game is not hard at all. I was never in any real danger. I think the only real danger I was in was last night when I was doing one of the live service missions. It's one where you have a time limit, but you can increase time, and you basically just stay there for as long as you can and get rewards. And I was trying to get as much XP as I can while I was doing it. Um, and like once I hit like rank like mastery level like 27, 28, that's when I died like twice back to back, and there were like too many enemies for me to deal with, and their shields were too high for me personally. And I was like, okay, all right. Then I backed out. I got like 5 levels, and fucking well, 5 of the story levels, getting me closer to Joker, and I got a bunch of different rewards, which also there's a hidden mechanic in this game called a fucking like villain like co-op bonuses or whatever. Like I have a piece of Scarecrow equipment and a Doctor Poison equipment, and now like I have like 100% chance to poison or some shit, or like I dealing like 100% more damage. I deal double damage whenever an enemy is like poisoned or I guess frenzied or something. I don't know. I can't exactly remember what the co-op thing does, but it was a thing. It was there. Yeah, I'm doing the challenge first, and I'll talk more about the you gotta kill with specific things in a bit. Um, this game's the what else is there? Um, this game is definitely in the Arkham universe. If that was a big, oh, it's an Arkham game. Yes, it is an Arkham game. They reference stuff that happens in Arkham. This is Arkham Harley. Um, it's Arkham Poison Ivy. They reference Ivy dying like in the Arkham games. Batman does a bunch of different Arkham shit. Like during his sections, he has this he uses his exploding goo from the Arkham games. Fucking whenever you first meet Batman, in the Bat Museum, it's all Arkham stuff. They even showed the fake Deadshot, the white guy, not even the and the current Deadshot obviously makes a passing remark. Oh god, I forgot that custom piece sucked with that color. Uh, I wish you could properly mishmash costume pieces because I want the face for the fugitive costume on this costume because I don't really care for the makeup, but I can't do that. Um. Oh my god. Um. Can I hurry up and show off the why am I still going around showing random missions? It's go to the what am I doing? But yeah. Like they showed neat things about each of the different Justice League members, but they all kind of just roll over and die, and they're all clones because of the Elseworlds and stuff like that. The game is just going to be missing content for the rest of for the rest of time because we're not going to get the last 4 episodes, the last 4 Brainiac fights because it's ending now since nobody wanted to play it. Um, um, when you get to the end of the game in the live service missions, you have to like pay some like currency in order to do them because they're like online missions and stuff like that. Unless you're playing by yourself, which again, this game is baby easy. You should never be in any real danger when you're playing this game. Seriously. Um, the currency is not hard to get. You kind of just get it. Like I didn't. I thought it might take a lot to like get currency. You can even get them from daily challenges and stuff. Like I went from like 2,000 from after I beat the first Brainiac in the story mode to like some 22,000 whatever. I'm loaded. Oh yeah, there's this whole like briefing before each mission. The game also reteaches you how to play the game whenever you do these things. Um, yeah, like there's this mission. Once enemies start spawning, I can only deal damage to them with afflictions, which the one that I have on my boomerang is electricity, where it'll shock them and I think stun them for a little bit. But while they're under the affliction, they take double. They deal significantly more damage. And then my grenade has the frenzy affliction, where they'll the enemies will start friendly firing for a little bit of time. There's a bunch of different stuff. Well, there's a few different things. There's also a big burning one, and then there's an ice one that just freezes enemies. There's ups and downs to each affliction. I don't really know the downs because I'm killing things so fast that I don't really care. Because this game is baby easy. Writing's great. The dynamic between the Suicide Squad members is really good. Amanda Waller is Amanda Waller, so you're gonna hate her, and that's what you're supposed to do. And the casting is perfect because she's a bitch through and through, and that's the whole point of Amanda Waller, that she's a bitch. Yeah, I mean, like, there's no real problems with the writing, or really with the story in general. It's just everything is paced so fast because it feels like they wanted to build up each Justice League member more, but Warner Brothers waggled the finger and go nah, and they were forced to rush you into the live service segment. Like, you don't have to play the game outside the first Brainiac. Well, you don't have to play the game at all, but like, you don't even have to go into any of like the Elseworld stuff or anything. You can just keep playing the base game if you really want to, because there's a bunch of extra shit. There's like a lot of extra shit that unlocks once you beat the first Brainiac, like the final upgrade missions and a bunch of new like sets that unlock, like this shotgun that you see me using on Captain Boomerang, which I'm not using anymore because it kind of sucks. I unlocked this Bizarro Superman set, and basically whenever I get an alt fire that shoots like beams of energy whenever I hold the button down, hold the triangle down. The guns aren't like crazy, wacky, whatever, like Borderlands, but it'll get the job done. The jokes land most of the time. With the context, I know you probably saw like when Harley Quinn kills Batman, and like it's like, oh wow, this dialogue, this writing, it gets terrible. Under the context of playing the full game, no, it's not really. It's fine. Honestly, Harley is the worst part of the game, but it's not like a bad thing. It's just she's underwhelming. Harley and Deadshot aren't exactly the funniest of the two, but Captain Boomerang and King Shark are absolutely hilarious. Um, um, this doesn't even need to be that long. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. I already talked about the crafting and the not being able to, and all the fucking gear and XP tailored towards one specific character. The skill trees are all the same except for which guns they buff, which they'll buff the 3 guns that the characters get. Traversal is how you want it to be. Writing isn't bad. The story is rushed. All the Justice League members are really cool whenever they're doing stuff, but then when you get into the fights with them, it's very anticlimactic. Especially when you're playing with multiple people. Like the first time, like when I fought the Flash, I watched my friends like fight the Flash in their solo worlds. Whenever, like the first time I fought the Flash, we were so powered up, and because Deadshot go burr, because my friend was just flying in the air, sitting in the corner shooting Deadshot. We didn't even really know what was happening, but you know, like within like the first 30 seconds, the Flash was down to his last third of his health bar, and then he just kind of rolled over and died. I thought it was gonna be a big epic clash, like in the I can't remember, not E3. I think it was the Game Awards trailer, but there wasn't. That was just fancy camera work. All the clashes they show in any of the trailers are just fancy camera work. There's a scoring system for multiplayer, and whoever is like number one is basically the leader of the group and gets to choose the next mission. Um, but whatever. It's nothing crazy. You don't get like any bonus rewards for being number one or whatever. You just get bragging rights. Um, there's a few funny fucking Captain Boomerang and King Shark have the funny fucking windscreens. Like this one where he's like, yeah, it's so goofy. King Shark has one where he gets in a little inflatable pool and he's doing his biz nasty. Um, I mean, yeah, the game is mid. It's a very you turn your brain off, mind numbing shit. The game gets repetitive. Like this is the second looter shooter I've ever completed. The only other looter shooter I did complete was not even a real Borderlands game. The Tiny Tina DLC for Borderlands 2. Not even like the new one. Um, just that one because I'm not really the biggest fan of looter shooters. I don't really care for them. But I mean, this one was fine, I guess. But I understand if this isn't the game that you want. You just want a normal Arkham game. But I don't know. There's at least more going on than Gotham Knights, and you can to say that the devs didn't give a rat's ass about this game is just blatantly incorrect and disrespectful to the devs. They definitely care about this game. They definitely they definitely there's heart and soul put into this game. It's not like they just shat it out for a quick buck because obviously who wants to play a fucking Suicide Squad game? The problem is it doesn't feel like that though. Especially on first glance. Um but yeah, that's hold on. I'll show give me like 2 seconds. I'll show you when I'm talking about the 8 Brainiacs things and then I'll end it there. Alright, and then right here, you see how it shows up all the different episodes? Episode 8 Balance is where it ends. There's 4 more Brainiacs that will just never get to fight because nobody wanted to play this game. I mean, that's it for my I honestly I just wanted to show you that. That's it for my review. Game's mid. Bye-bye.